All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? Let's do it. In lieu of today's weekly reading, which was, had I known, I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, it took me 3 tries to do it, but I didn't know the shit that was going to come after it. There's a lot of energy in play right now. And and I just, as I'm shuffling, 5 of Wands, Ace of Cups. Center card is Ace of Cups. I'm done shuffling, that's it. Those cards flew out of the deck just like that. And I think I mentioned in a blog article today that I wrote about the 5 of Wands. It keeps coming up. Pay attention to that article. I go check it out. It's called Whoops. Did I say that? It's worth a read. It's about the energies of right now. We're going to see what the universe wants to tell you. First, I have to say it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot. You're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. 9 of Pentacles crossing the Ace of Cups. Let me pull the 3rd card. The Chariot. Why is anybody surprised to see that? If you've been watching my readings lately, you should not be surprised at all by that card. This is a strange energy. I'm going to paraphrase. Okay? And I know I don't have a 6 of Cups here. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Or maybe I do. No, I don't. I have a Page of Wands. But it's similar energy, actually. About someone curious, right? Communication, that kind of thing. You ever hear the saying, someone has to get something off their chest, right? If you're feeling at all antsy in this energy, if you're feeling at all strange, and if everything feels strange, okay, however that plays out for you, it's because somebody needs to get something off their chest. Okay, it's an energy. What I was going to say when I was going to paraphrase is I don't have a 6 of Cups here, but your past is seeking you out. So it could be a runner. I'm just pulling general energy. It could be a runner. It could be somebody you used to know. Maybe you guys were friends once and then you had a fight. Years have passed. It could be that. But your past is seeking you out with absolute and utter determination, with urgency. Okay? I think this, for a lot of you, does apply to the runners. This Ace of Cups, I talked about the Ace of Cups becoming toxic and the 5 of Wands. And these are the 2 that flew out of the deck in an article that I wrote not an hour or 2 ago and published in my blog. Whoa. Whoops, did I say that? You know, that's what it's called. Because it's about the energies that are in play in the last couple of weeks here in October. This Ace of Cups has become toxic. Somebody here, whoever this energy belongs to, is not going to be free until they let go of this cup. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And underneath it is a page of Wands, and underneath that is the 5 of Cups. Regret, right? Somebody here is just moping around, metaphorically, or it could just be inside them, right? They might be fine on the outside. People always mask shit. Somebody here is metaphorically moping around because they woulda, it's a whole woulda, coulda, shoulda. This is my curious page. Somebody here is curious of what would have happened. What would have happened if I went for the soulmate? What would have happened if we had made up after all that time, if it's a friend from the past or something? What would have happened? Somebody has to know. They're going batshit crazy in their head. 5 of Wands, it not always batshit crazy, but it is an argument with themselves. This is very internal energy. All right? And these cards made a point to fly out of the deck while I was shuffling. This one got stuck in the deck, and this one hit the floor. There's determination here. Let's clarify this, and I'm going to leave this just. Is this on camera? Okay, I'm going to leave it just like that. I want all the energy here. I'm going to talk to the witches. No. I'm going to do something deeper and darker. We're going to go from one of my offline decks, one I've never used on Steve's Love Tarot before. It's the Tarot Obscura. Oh, it's dark, it's ominous, it's got no color whatsoever. It's like going to the doctor and getting an x-ray, right? You just see your skeleton. I'm going to pull on this 5 of Wands. I'm going to see what the Tarot Obscura has to say here. The energies are crazy right now. All the shit that happened, I wrote a whole paragraph at in the description of this week's weekly reading because it was the most bizarre thing. I couldn't upload it even. Finally got it to convert, finally got it to play after making a couple of snips that were just corrupt, and then it wouldn't upload. YouTube kept rejecting it. It's weird. And then on the third try, YouTube just took it. For no reason. I made no changes. It's fucking weird shit. Okay? Let's talk about this Five of Wands. The energy right now is strange. My advice to you is still, you guys know what's going on. You're getting energy reads from me and other people. But get outside. Get out in wide open spaces. It will help you. and and to the girl from Twitter that's got the Heineken, you go ahead and have one for me. Tell you what. Let's see here. I'll tell you. Yeah, I can dig that. Five of Wands. Tarot Obscura. Crossing it is a very ominous Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups from the Tarot Obscura is like, it's on crack. That's unreal. That is, they're actually, they've got to get this off their chest. They've got to say something. Okay, and for some of you, because the Five of Wands is here, and because I get this card from this deck, I know, because I pull enough offline readings. This is the deck my friends ask me to use when they want a reading on their health, for example. I call it the doctor deck. I do it all the time. I don't like giving people readings on their health, but I can, and that's my deck of choice. This is that energy where somebody is angry that you're their Nine of Cups, and at the same time they're angry at themselves that they didn't do anything. So they're having to look at their self. They're having to see themselves. The energy is weird right now. You might think it's because of the 10-10 portal. Really, the 10-10 portal is just a game changer energy. It's the full moon in Aries, that caffeine moon that brought everybody's true self to the surface. They could see, they could feel their true self, they could feel everything. So can you. Which is why some of you might be angry at yourself or feeling frustrated in this energy or weird shit is happening. But I'm just talking about the incoming energy here. All right, you're their Nine of Cups. And they don't like having to be vulnerable. So it's creating a conflict in the energy, which is creating actually the anger that we need, which is why the Chariot's here. The universe is like, this is exactly the way it's supposed to be. Okay? What's on top here? The Queen of Wands, and a scary one at that. Now, it's see-through, right? It's all, one of the things they're angry about, there's two sides of anger here. There's the anger that you're the Nine of Cups, that they didn't go for something that they really wanted, that would have fulfilled them, right? So they're arguing with themselves about that, and they're arguing with themselves about how phony their life is. About what this is a deal with the devil in a lot of ways when I see this card. Especially when I see it with a Nine of Cups. This is a deal with the devil. All of the queens in this Obscura deck are a deal with the devil. And I'll tell you why. Okay? In a deck like this, you have to be completely neutral to read it. If you're at all biased or fearful, all those fears will multiply and come across in the deck. It has no color. But this queen has no nothing. There's just a skeleton there. She's stuck in that. They made this bed, and it's almost like you made the bed, now you got to sleep in it, kind of a thing. This skeleton can't stand up. It doesn't have any muscle or anything like that. Someone's being forced to look at their own reality, okay, in a very harsh light, in a very black and white way. What's the center card? God, I'm afraid to look. Oh shit, I was just talking about the queens. It's the Queen of Pentacles. What's the third card? I thought it would be another queen. It's not. It's the moon. This is interesting because this is the Obscura deck and we get the moon. The moon was the overall energy of the Friday reading. And I remember when I pulled that card, when I looked at it, when I looked at the bottom of the deck, I thought the universe was basically saying, Steve, there's going to be a lot I'm not going to show you. And this here reveals it in a big, big way. There is, on this moon card, it's kind of a happy scene. It's hard to see on my camera, but you would almost think this was the sun or something when you first look at this card. Their happiness has been, it's about what would have made them happy coming to the surface, and someone getting angry that at words left unsaid, feelings left unfelt, feelings left unexpressed, all of that. They will not be free until they empty this cup. All of these cards here tell me that this Ace of Cups that they've been holding on to has become brutally toxic. I mean brutally toxic. I mean nuclear reactor breakdown aftermath toxic. You can't even walk on you can't even get close to this. You wouldn't even want to sip it. Which is why my article I wrote today, which strangely enough is reflecting here a little bit, with these two cards, which are both mentioned in the article, which by, that alone, the odds of that are pretty massive. Which is why my article today is very important. It's important. It's one of the energies around this Five of Wands. Energy is always in layers. This is an energy that if it comes towards you between now and the end of eclipse season, which is middle of November sometime, might blurt out some things. It might say some things that they didn't mean to slip out. Remember, the name of my article is Whoops. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Right? Whoops. Oops. It might. This is someone who's facing their reality in a big way, and this Ace of Cups has become toxic. This Nine of Cups in this deck is toxic. It's so toxic, he ain't got any skin left. Let's pull on the Chariot here. I can only imagine. I'm not going to use the Obscura for the Chariot. I am going to talk to the witches, though. Tell me about the Chariot. I can't even find the words. I mean, to get two queens here, and the queens in this deck mean business. Not that the kings don't, but the queens in particular here, somebody fucked themselves. They made a deal with the devil, and they fucked themselves for money, for status, for image, however you want to look at it. This Queen of Pentacles in this deck doesn't mean the same thing it normally does. Normally I pull this and it's soul nurturing. She got one of the finest energies of the Empress. She got everything she needs. I say things like that. No, she fucked. She a skeleton. She got stuck in that chair too long, sucking on the tit of the pentacle, right? Sucking on one of the tips there. And really, again, somebody made some bad choices here. Somebody made some very bad choices. And they kept their happiness hidden, but they kept it hidden too long. That's become toxic. They will not be free until they say something, right? They will not. And the urge to communicate is very strong. I say this in the recent article I wrote, this one I wrote today, and I've said it many times. This is, of all in this entire soulmate cycle, the entire time I've been here on YouTube, which is really only about a year and a half, but the entire time I've been here on YouTube, this is the energy for communication. It is the most likely it will happen even from somebody you don't think you'll ever hear from. I'm going to pull on this Chariot because all of this is forcing. This has to happen. That's why there's nothing here but communication and determination. All right? Or just it can translate as moving forward in their life. They have to get out of this. They have to. They have to give love. This can result, if they don't come towards you, it can result one of two ways. It can result in a blowout fight that ends in a divorce kind of a thing, right? Or it can result in them cheating with someone else because this cup must be released. They won't be free until they feel something. There's no feeling here. There's no nothing. And the happiness was kept in obscurity. And that's a problem. They got little glimpses of it. And those little glimpses of it fueled that Ace of Cups. But they didn't do anything. This is what the universe wants to tell you. This is what's been hidden. I might pull, just for fun, before I pull on this chariot, I'm going to pull one witch on top of the moon. Give me a witch that's crossing the moon. 4 of Cups. Yeah, motherfucker. Disappointment. 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 There's an air of disappointment. You may pick up on that. Be careful. Get outside in open air. Get some perspective for yourself. There's a lot of disappointment there. I mean, they rejected a cup that they wanted right from the start. It's exactly what the cards are saying right there. And the problem is they had to. They had to. They a skeleton sitting in the pentacle chair, skeleton sitting in the socialite chair, right? Sitting in the pretense chair. I'm gonna put that right there. Tell me about the chariot. Let's go. Underneath that was death, by the way. Change. The energy is there that they want to change it. I believe it. Tell me about the chariot. Why is the chariot here? 6 of Swords. Card's been coming up a lot lately. Yeah. Chariot crossed by the 6 of Swords. Again, until they release this toxic Ace of Cups. Say how they feel. Right? Now, I'm equating this to them coming toward you. I'm going to be honest with you. I just gave you 3 possibilities. 1, they come toward you. They have to. They have to say this to you. They have to release this toxic Ace of Cups. Okay? Because the energies right now are sending them on a wicked spiritual journey. And they're realizing that their life is empty. Right? And their vision of happiness came before them in the form of you. And what'd they do? Same thing this kid in the blue is doing. Ignoring the hot blonde girl that came to the pond with him to bang. What the fuck are you doing? Are you high? Jeez, there's nobody around. Nobody's gonna know. Just fucking bang her, idiot. But that's how. Again, I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy. I may use my own vernacular. I'm sure they're not using the word bang, but yeah, he's gonna be real disappointed in himself. He ain't even going to be able to spank later. He'll be so disappointed in himself. It won't go up. It won't. Nothing will happen. He'll just sit there and dangle. Yeah. Why? Because he let himself down. They let themselves down in their own life, settling for what they thought they were supposed to have. They've got to release this. One option is they come toward you. Yep, I see it here. They got to release it. That's what the 6 of Swords is saying. It's time to go. Time to move on to calmer waters. There's determination here. Option 1, they come toward you. Option 2, this energy results in a massive breakdown on their side. Big fighting. Big drag them out kind of shit. Neighbors calling the police. Yes, they're in the street and they're yelling at each other. That kind of thing. And yeah, that's what their neighbors sound like. Option 3 is they cheat. They stay where they are. But they do what a lot of people in this position do. Politicians' wives, things like that. All that stuff, all that staying in the relationship because of the power and the money and the reputation. It'd look bad if they got divorced. It would hurt the other person's career. So each one of them banging somebody on the side. That kind of a thing. It's very common. Very common. The husbands cheat. The wives look away. Pretend it's not happening. And they take someone too. They take a lover. Right? I turned into Mae West there. They take a lover. That's a possibility as well. I can't predict what a 3D person's going to do. What I can tell you is in the energy, if they don't release this toxic cup, they're about to go crazy. This is bad news. What the hell's underneath that? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I knew it. I didn't look past that 5 of Cups. I took a big chance. If that was the sun, what the fuck was I going to do on that setup, right? Yeah. If they don't release this Ace of Cups, it's bad news. It's not just the sad horse. It's the 3 of Swords. But what's good for you is that these are both the cards together that end the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. But it's here, they're in the context of if they don't say what they feel, if they don't get some loving, right? They want another crack at you for sure, but if they don't do anything about it, in order for them to be free, they have to. And if they don't, it's 5 cups and 3 swords, and it's not even a heart anymore in this animal deck. It's bad. It's very bad. And yeah, they're a page. They feel small because they never said anything. And the toxin will make you do that. It turns into devil energy. It's devil water. And devil energy creates fears. It generates all kinds of nonsense. Conspiracy theories, fears, all sorts of fucking crap. Yeah. They have to release this. So I've given you the 3 possible scenarios of what's going to happen here. And those are about the only 3. Well, 4 if we count them not doing anything. But Jesus, 5 cups and 3 swords. That's pretty bad. What's on top of the chariot? 3 swords. Come on. Why am I your... I did not... You know I'm not looking at this shit. Why the fuck am I your second favorite energy reader? Why? Huh? Come on now. 3 swords. Yeah, they have to. This ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. They got to do something or they end up in 3 swords. It's exactly what I just got done fucking telling you when I pulled that. They got to do something or they ultimately end up in 3 swords. The only way they're going to be free is to release this. The only way he's going to be free to even be able to spank again at home is to get another crack at Blondie here. Take another whack at it. You better bang her next time, motherfucker. Right? If you can even convince her to come back to the pond. Because the last time she went there, it wasn't good. She didn't get none. Honestly, you're probably better off taking care of yourself anyway, Blondie. It's fine. I'd give her a name, but I don't want to. Center card. Red with the 6 of swords. 8 of wands. Got to. Why am I your second favorite energy reader? All these cards do is back up my energy read. I brought out my offline deck for you. We got to see your person and how fucking miserable they are at the X-ray level. Literally, we're not just using regular cards here. We're X-raying them. Oh, they love them pentacles, don't they? Yeah, and they're happy, aren't they? Yeah, these are skeletons. They're not. There's no color on the card. It's nothing but truth here with these cards. Okay, and I got the happiest scene I've ever seen on a moon card that looks like the sun at first glance. If it didn't say the moon on the bottom, half the fucking people who don't know the number would read it as the sun. 8 of wands, forward movement, red with forward movement. They have to communicate. Whoa. Dare I ask, what card is red with the 3 swords? Yeah, the Knight of Swords. They have to. Forward movement again. They have to. This is so toxic, I do not have words. You know what? I'm going back to the Obscura deck. We're going to go back to skeletons and Halloween, spooky, right? All right, let's see. Let's go. All right. Tell me about this toxic Ace of Cups. And I want you to go deep, universe. Deep. Deep. Deep, motherfucker. Which is what Blondie wanted, but hell with that. You're going home alone, little sister. Oh, and somebody paying for it, too. Tell you what. Ace of Cups. I'm mostly pissed off that he looked like me a little bit. That pisses me off. I'm even wearing that color shirt today. Right there, that's the shirt I'm wearing. Son of a bitch. Why do you draw him like me? I would have banged her. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody around. Who's going to know? I'm in. Asshole. Who drew that card's an asshole. They probably ran into me somewhere. All right. Ace of Cups. Why is it here? Tell me about this toxic ace. Boy, you really want me to shuffle. Jesus Christ almighty. Tell me about this goddamn Ace of Cups. Now, they're not going to break free until they release this. Motherfucker. Crossing this is one of the scariest cards in this deck. It's really bad card in any deck, I think, under most context. It's the 5 of Swords. They did it to themselves and they know it, and that's part of where the anger, the 5s are tied together. 5s are temporary in tarot. Again, we have an energy of they need to do something about it, but they know. What's become toxic is what they think of themselves because of this, right? I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy. I said this guy right here, he's not even going to be able to go home and spank later. It's just going to dangle there because they're so ashamed of themselves, let themselves down. That energy is here. It's part of the toxin in the cup, which is why you need to be careful if this person shows up under this energy, which they very well could, with 8 wands right here, red with 6 swords on top of a chariot. Ran a Knight of Swords too because of this. Someone's coming in technically under 3 swords energy. And under the current energies, as I wrote about in today's blog article, whoops, did I say that? Okay, anything can come out, you know, and there's no fear. All the fear is removed from the energy. And that's a double-edged sword. That can be good or bad, like I said. Now, it can be good in that you finally express how you feel, but it can also be bad because you're not afraid to say, well, some other things that you might hold back. That fear might put the brakes on a little bit. So it's good that the universe, the current energy, is removing the fear on their side, and they're able to break themselves free. But it's a bit of a false victory because they might have a Freudian slip. They might have a slip of the tongue, or as I phrased it in the article, diarrhea of the mouth, right? I love you so much, and then it keeps going. But then you made me so mad because of this and that, and then you said this, and it goes off and off and on. The next thing you know, they don't even like your big toe. It's terrible, and I hate your fucking feet. I fucking hate, you know, and it goes and it goes and it builds and it builds. There's no fear. It just all comes out, right? It all comes out. And just like diarrhea, it's a pain in the ass to wipe up afterward. I'll tell you that. You got to be careful. You best have a whole roll with you. What's on top here? Oh, God, you got to be kidding me. 3 cups. In order to, it just backing up this. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's a card of celebration. It's someone opening up. And yes, it is saying on the surface, it's backing up. They won't be free unless they open up. But what it's also saying is the false victory of the 5 of Swords is in their mind. They think they could just get away with this in their mind. They think they can dream their way out of this. They think that they can get by with the bare bones, if you will. They think that they can, if I do this and then I do that, or maybe if I just run it through my head, say what I need to say to myself, and that'll be good enough. Kind of, it's that kind of energy. No. Okay, what's the center card? I'm gonna keep pulling on this Ace of Swords. Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ! The 2 of Cups. Wow, he's fucking serious right now. And just for fun, here it is again. If you want it, it's the 5 of Wands. Back again. The 2 of Cups. The universe is basically saying the only thing that's going to fly here. Okay? The only thing I'll go back to my banging pair here. Okay? The only thing that's going to really make a difference is if they actually bang in the 3D. Him going home later and fantasizing about it is not the same thing as it actually happening, because underneath that will be the lingering disappointment that it didn't happen, that he blew her off, right? That's what this is saying. It just, the whole reading loops back around onto itself. I mean, you've seen it. We got matching cards all over the place. 3 swords here, 3 swords under there. It ties it all around. Coming to get this person is going to realize part of the 5 of Wands again is that disappointment within themselves, that which makes them angry, which causes them to come in. But this person's going to realize that they're not going to be able to just, imagine that they do it and it's good enough, right? And it's done. Yeah, I would have said this. Or one of those exercises that therapists give you where you write it all down. You write a letter to the person, right? Like that old Knights in White Satin song, letters I've written, never meaning to send. You don't send it to the person, you just write them a letter, sort of a thing. I got a news flash for your person. That only works if the person is dead, okay? If the person is alive, you need to actually give them the letter. As far as I know, everybody watching me, all the DFs, are fucking alive. Which means you can write your letter if you want to, but you're going to have to give it to them. It's not going to be enough. They're going to learn the hard way that it's not going to be enough to just think about it and just, oh, we're together, there's celebration, we're together, balancing the energy. This card is read with the Five of Swords from the bottom, the false victory that's crossing here. So we're getting a little insight into their soul right now, really, from the Tarot Obscura. They think they can get away with that. I'm just giving you an example, but some exercise of just writing down all the things I would say, and that's going to clear the toxin in the and all the karma built up in the Ace of Cups that's become toxic. It is not, is what the universe is saying. And it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. They're going to realize that it's not, and then they're going to scramble. Okay? So this energy is all good if you're waiting to hear from somebody. Or if at the very least you just want this person to get it. This energy is good. The energy of right now. All right? And make sure you stay out of your head. You're going to pick up on all of this, which is why that Eight of Swords kept coming up in my big lecture to you about the Eight of Swords and not thinking small. The Eight of Swords traps you in a little room. It's a little tiny room, 6 feet by 6 feet, and you just go pacing around it in your head, convincing yourselves of all sorts of things. And then there's nobody there to refute it, so you believe it, and then you convince yourself of more things, and you spiral around and around and around and around. Get out into big open spaces. That doesn't happen there. Get out around living things, nature. You're going to pick up on all this energy. Let this motherfucker deal with this. Okay? And they will. They absolutely will. All right? They want another crack at you. That's clear. The witches are clear about that. They do. They want another crack at you. And it looks like they're coming to get it. We had 6 swords crossing here. Is it still here? Yeah, there it is. 6 swords crossing there. On crossing the Chariot with 8 wands in the middle. 8 wands red with 6 swords. Yeah. All because of that 3 swords. Because if they don't, whatever. Yes, but yes. But there are 4 scenarios here, technically. One scenario being they don't do anything and then they just land themselves in 3 swords. Just basically depressed, which would probably lead to one of the other 2 options, where they don't come towards you, which is they either fight with what's on their side and just make the other person's life miserable or the people around them miserable, or if they're in a relationship, they cheat. They take a lover, right? But the other option is they come toward you, and that's the primary. That is the strongest option here. That is the cure. It won't be free until they tell you how they feel. And some bullshit letter that they're not going to give you is not going to do it. It's not going to do it. It will not. Not under this energy. And purely because these are very powerful connections. And as long as they can reach out to you, they're going to always have that desire to do it. Right? Like I say, you get a chance to bang the Empress, you bang the fucking Empress. All right? You get a chance to bang little Blondie here in a secluded pond, you fucking do it. If you don't, it's 4 cups. It's a lot to take in. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. This is what's going on. You're going to pick up on all this. Get your ass outside if you can't get outside. I live in the inner city, Steve, and I'm around just garbage cans and people. And yeah, that's what you sound like. Fine. Get yourself, load up a picture of some nice country scene, something that resonates with you on your computer. Stare at it and daydream that you're there. It's the same energy. It's similar anyway, close enough. It's close enough for rock and roll, as we like to say. All right? It'll have the same effect. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I truly do. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. I do not have words to tell you that these 2 queens... This never happens with this deck. Usually you get 1 queen, it's powerful enough. I don't know who this person is that you're dealing with. But this shit comes up in the regular readings all the time. They all about pentacles and image. All about it. It's all ego, ego, ego. It's beyond... The queens are very powerful in this deck. It's beyond Burger King. Okay? It's like someone who owns many Burger King restaurants. Okay? We'll put it that way, Got to have it their way big time. And they're learning. They're learning. That's this energy will teach them a lesson. Go read my article. Whoops. Did I say that? Go read it. It's short, I promise. It's you know, even if you got a short attention span, you can handle 1,000 words. It's not that big a deal. All right. Good luck.